Aloha everyone, Jody Mountain here with Lineage of Light and more of the Ancient Wisdom series. So it is Christmas Day 2020, and I'd like to wish you a beautiful Christmas time, Yule, happy solstice, happy Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, which has just passed. Any way in which you celebrate this season of light that sparks that light in your heart, I offer you a wonderful, wonderful season. So this year, we are, of course, in a worldwide pandemic, and many people are experiencing this Christmas very, very differently than they're used to. They might be experiencing isolation or anger or fear or any number of things, having to take the precautions that we're being asked to take. And I'd like to offer a little bit of insight from ancient wisdom into this challenging time that we're in. So one thing that we might notice about ourselves is that when we face challenging times, we can sometimes kind of be so uncomfortable in that moment that we can, in our discomfort and in our fear, we can kind of freeze that feeling, freeze that moment, and think that this is going to last forever. And we can just, in our imagination, we just take it all the way into 5 years from now. And then what am I going to do? And then what am I going to do a year from now? And then what are the kids going to do in 6 months? And then, yeah, so we can start to kind of panic and worry about things as if they're never going to change. And the truth is that everything is changing. Everything has to change. Everything does change. And it's like that old saying, the only constant is change. And so we can pretty much count on the fact that this is going to pass, and that we are going to survive this. And by keeping that kind of in the back of our minds, we can find ways to navigate this moment, to feel our feelings of frustration and fear or isolation, whatever they are, to acknowledge that as members of our family, and also to realize that that's not the only thing that's happening. And what is happening is life moving through everything. And one of the hallmarks of that is change. And if you are a person that hasn't experienced much change in your life, or none that you can see, because I would gonna guess it's there, we can look at life at the foundational level of life itself, in the body, in nature, that things are always moving and changing. Life is always growing. Our cells are always trillions of times a minute, probably, or an hour at least, are communicating and flowing and transferring information and molecules and fluids and all kinds of things. So life is constantly changing, and on that level, we are part of life. We are that life. So if we can kind of keep that in our awareness, that can make this time seem like there is hope, like there is possibility that we maybe don't see right now, but it is awake and alive somewhere, and it's going to flow through when the time is right. And the other thing that we can remember is that we always have choice. Nothing is restricting us to the degree that we don't have a choice of what to think, of how to see things. For most of us, we can choose in the morning what we want to wear, and how we want to operate, how we want to navigate our day, how we want to schedule it, how we want to make sure that we exercise or eat well. And in this time when there are a lot of restrictions and requests being made of us, it can feel like our choice is being taken away. But in fact, we always have choice on some level, on many levels. And in fact, no matter how restricted we are or we feel, this spirit inside of us can't ever be touched. And so that's what really this work is about, is heading towards an opening where we can hear that spirit more and more in an embodied way through this system that we are, this whole one being that we are. Body, mind, spirit, emotions, memories, images, rhythms, sensations, and all the levels of the body, organs, cells, all here, spirit, all right here in this one place. As long as we are alive in this body, everything is here. So recognize that that spirit, that foundational core of who we are, can't be touched. Even if we were locked in a room with no light, that spirit is still there. As long as we're alive, it's in this body, in this paradigm. And when we pass, when we move to the other dimension or dimensions, that same spirit detaches itself from our cellular system and moves into another dimensional state of being. So that still can't be touched. Yeah, alive or not alive, we are life itself. So I'll just leave those two thoughts with you today, and hope you had a beautiful day and that it's a beautiful season of light for you. Finding ways to see the beauty in the smallest things, even just in this breath right now and right here. Aloha, everyone.